Hello, my name's Andrew Keeping and welcome back to this tutorial series. Today we're going to be focusing on our right hand tirando. That is a free stroke technique. We're going to create some exercises that are really going to help us establish that right hand technique. So dive in and let's see what's involved. So, today we're going to be looking at how we use our right hand free stroke technique. For the next couple of series of tutorials, what I'm going to be looking at focusing on is breaking up our right hand technique. There are various different methods that we use our right hand technique for, and all of them are called tirando or free stroke. And the free stroke technique, we've covered apoyando, that's the rest stroke. So if you want to check that video out, go back to the previous video. But a free stroke is where we have free contact. We don't rest the finger on the next string. That's the rest stroke. We're going to be doing a free stroke where we're free of that next string. This method is used in so much guitar playing. It's used when we have chordal accompaniments. That means chords that can be played universally, so a multiple of notes at the same time, thus, or broken chords, where we want the sounds ringing on the sustain. That means that we're going to be using cross string patterns, where each finger is used on a different string. But today we're going to focus on the same string free stroke technique. This is one of the more difficult techniques in the right hand, and the reason for that is because we have to avoid striking the next string. Thus. And it's the slightest adjustment. Now, I've mentioned in the technical exercise about bringing the right hand forward, so we've got a high wrist. We need this here because we're bringing the finger up into the hand, following the line. In our previous tutorial, we spoke with the apoyando technique about using a brush stroke compared to the planted stroke. The planted stroke where the finger starts on the string. With this method, we primarily are going to be using a brush stroke. That means starting with the finger off the string. This is the point that we have to really focus on our technique. So let's start with the finger off the string. We're only going to be focusing on our index and our middle fingers to start with. Now, as I mentioned in the previous tutorial, because my middle finger is considerably longer than my index, I'm going to try and bend them so that the nails align. That's the point that I want. Then I'm going to start with the index finger off the string. Let's just focus on that one finger. And we're going to try and get the finger, dig it in so the nail makes the contact and brushes through. Just focus on that index finger to start with. Get the angle across the string at that diagonal angle there. Then get the middle finger in. Then combine the two. Remember to push one finger forward as you play. Now there we have it. I'm avoiding that second string. Let the notes ring on. The point of this brush stroke is that we do not put the finger on the string, because the moment we put that finger on the string, we deaden the note. Now the guitar is lucky because it picks up these sympathetic vibrations, so you get the resonance of that pitch elsewhere in the guitar strings, and that resonates into the guitar, so we hear these notes ringing on. That's fantastic and helps us out in many occasions. However, sometimes it means we need to mute strings where we don't want those notes resonating. But that's a whole new tutorial. So let's come back to this. I and M. I and M. You can hear the notes. Start with the finger and then be bold with your decision to strike the string. M. I, M. Let's do 4 on each string. I, M. I, M. 1, 2. Anticipate the move to the next string. focus, keep it moving up and down. Just avoiding that next string coming up into the hand. Don't try and rush it at all. We're focusing on the technique here. You can notch it up as you feel confident and secure in that technique. Only then should you speed it up. And just take it up a notch and a metronome. Using metronomes is fantastic. I recommend it wholeheartedly. You can get so many apps now for metronomes that are free of charge, so why not download one? It also helps you develop a pulse to your playing. It's almost meditative. Pick up this pace as you feel confident. But look at the motion. You've got this walking action across the strings, and you're feeling secure and confident in the angle of the finger and the point of contact with the strings. Now we're going to mix it up. We're going to go to middle and annular fingers and try the same thing there. Slow it down. Look at the hand. But listen to the tone. Try and match your tone colour. I was striking that string there. I could hear the finger, so I need to just make sure that I angle a little bit more. And then try pressing a little bit harder as you hit the string, and then release the pressure a little bit. So softer piano, keeping that same contact with the string. Move it into mezzo forte via mezzo piano, and then into forte. Just by putting a bit more pressure on that finger, a bit more weight on the strings, and back out again. Back out again. Getting quieter. See how quiet you can go. Pianissimo. And you can try that with each string. Now let's mix it up again. Let's go to index and annular. Listen to the points of contact. Remember, always keep that walking action going. When you're comfortable with the first string, start 4 on each string. When that's confident, go through that whole dynamic contrast range again, and then go to I, M, A, M. We're developing. Each finger is gaining its own identity. You're feeling the different weight of each finger on the string. When that's confident, start moving across strings. Remember, anticipate the move to index on the next string. You're anticipating that move. Missed it. And do you know what? It doesn't matter how long you've been playing. These techniques and these exercises are invaluable. That's your playing on the same string. Where would we use this technique? Well, we'd use it in tremolo techniques. So you could use that A-M-I, A-M-I, A-M-I. Give you an example of how that would work. I'm going to introduce the thumb here as well. That P-A-M-I, that's on the same string. P-A-M-I. The Recuerdos de la Alhambra, for example. So there we have it. That's our apoyando free stroke technique with fingering on the same string using all the fingers in our right hand. Jump into the next tutorial where I'm going to be focusing on concentrating on our thumb, establishing the right technique with your thumb for both rest stroke and free stroke. So come and join me on that one. If you've enjoyed these videos, please just tick on the like button and post your comments, subscribe. ready for the next tutorials, and I look forward to seeing you